Hello, good afternoon, and good morning, or shall I say, hola, ¿qué pasa? Buenos dias, because today we are going to Miami, papi. Es verdad. The Real Housewives of Miami are back, baby. I love Miami. I love to visit Miami. I watched Miami Vice. I love Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. My favorite thing to order at IHOP is Moons Over in Miami. I am a true Florida girl, y'all. I went to UF. I am a Gator. And I know that Miami is our arch nemesis. But as y'all know, the housewives are my sports. So I don't care about these other so called sports. And I am loving this Miami reboot, the Real Housewives of Miami. Now, this is how you do a Housewives reboot. That's why New York didn't quite work out. It felt so forced and fake. I think you got to have at least a few of the OGs in the mix. So in Miami, I love it. It's becoming one of my favorites because the drama is petty, oftentimes very low stakes, and real. These ladies believe their BS, and I live for it. The best housewives are a little delusional. And speaking of delusional, y'all, I feel delusional right now, y'all, because I'm not wearing a bra. My mama's gonna get me, but this top, the bra just wasn't working with this top. And I don't do bra strap showing. I don't like that. I think that's a faux pas because I don't want to see anybody's undergarments, period. And I don't want you to see mine either. So my friend got me these things. This is not a sponsored post, by the way, but it should be. Honestly, if anyone's listening and you work at Cakes, if you're listening right now, you need to sponsor Took's Takes, okay? Because I'm a lady of a particular age. And I like the cakes. It's like these little reusable, sticky little boob covers. They cover your boobs. They stay put for the most part. But I'd only wear them with something kind of fitted, like with this, if it's really good. And I don't think they really give you much of a lift. So I don't feel lifted, but I do feel secure. And honestly, hallelujah, the Lord has blessed me in the boobs department because sometimes your boobs, well, they decide to go south for the winter, or your boobs want a vacation in Sag Harbor. But if you're a lady of a particular age, like me, we are grateful to God that He has allowed our boobies to stay up. Lord, please let my boobies stay up because I'm not sure these cakes can do a lot of heavy lifting, but they are good to give you a little support, a little discretion, so you're not flashing your headlights everywhere. Because listen, y'all know we are virtuous women of God, and we don't do that. Now, we got to get into the Real Housewives of Miami, but before we do that, let's do just a little tiny Kendra catch up, shall we? Well, first of all, this isn't a dating story. Usually I'm giving you guys a dating story, but you know how it is when you're in a long-term relationship. And me and my ex, we met right at the start of the pandemic. So we were just fully wrapped up in each other. It's like we were living on an island where we were the only two islanders and no one else mattered or existed. And we loved that. So post breakup, not only am I looking for love from a man, I'm also looking for friends because I don't have that many friends, just like fun girlfriends, And I feel like that's why I'm watching so much Friends lately. Friends, the TV show. I'm looking for the Monica to my Rachel/Phoebe. And I'm Living Single. I'm watching a lot of Living Single too right now. I'm looking for the Khadijah and the Maxine Shaw attorney at law to my Regine/Sinclair. I know my 90s babies get these references, okay? But meeting nice girls is hard. That's why these guys like me so much, okay? These guys, when they meet me, they're like, wow, you're kind of amazing. And I'm scared. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Marry me. Marry me, dang it. Buy me a house and marry me. I'm just kidding. Kind of. More than a marriage, y'all, right now, I just want consistency. Give me that good consistency. That good consistency. Like stir me up, mix me up. Give me that good consistency. That good consistency. Give me that good consistency. You don't have to marry me, but give me that good consistency. Text me every day. Call me every night. Tell me that I'm pretty and my abs aren't tight. Like that's it. It's so easy. It's so easy for dudes now. It's almost like too easy. You can accidentally text someone. That's how easy it is to stay in touch. Back in the day, men had to go find a piece of parchment paper. Nowadays, the bar is so low. That's why it's almost better to remain solo because the bar is so low. The bar is in hell. Like the bar is well beneath the earth's surface. The bar is buried in the ground. Ladies, girls, gays, y'all know what I'm talking about. We get one little piece of a hard eyes emoji and we're like, he loves me. He loves me, mama. He loves me. And that's all it takes. But these mother effers can't even do that. And then they want to act like everything's cool. Well, it's not. It's not cool to leave a beautiful, hilarious girl hanging. Not that this has ever happened to me. No, 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 no. I'm good. I'm fine. Anyway, I'm looking for friends. So cool girls. Cool girls like me, girls that are pretty, fashion forward, love a nice stiff drink, but also loves the Lord. Maybe a fellow vape clutcher, but it's so hard to make friends. And I even switched my Bumble to Bumble BFF. But y'all, I'm so dang flaky. I'm flaky too. I get mad at everybody else for being flaky. It's like, girl, you flaky. I'm as flaky as a bowl of cereal. But I did meet a really nice girl in yoga class, and we're like the black girls in yoga class. And if you're a black girl yogi, you know what I'm talking about. When you see another black girl in your yoga class, you're like, oh, hey girl. Oh, now, I don't know the full history of yoga. I don't know if it ever made its way to Africa, but power yoga, I mean, I just think it's such a good workout for us, like black people. I mean, not all black people are built the same, obviously. I mean, we have discussed 1,000-pound roomies here. But I mean, if I were to make a generalization about black people, and I mean, at least this is my experience. I mean, all the black people I know, we are very strong. We have incredible muscle tone. You know what I mean? So I think yoga, especially power yoga, hot yoga, it's really the perfect workout for black people. And we're great dancers. So, and you know, there's a gracefulness. There's a certain gracefulness that comes along with your yoga practice. And I love it. It's such a great stress reliever. And, you know, I try to apply yogic principles to my life. Y'all know I'm very Lazendra, okay? Breathe and focus on yourself. You can't be looking around the room at what the other yogis are doing. You got to do you and breathe and stay focused. Well, I say all this to say, I met a really nice fellow black girl yogi in yoga class, and we hung out over the weekend and we had fun. She is a great girl. And to my other black girl yogis, listen, don't be shy. You see a black girl in your yoga class, go up to her and say, hey, girl. Now, let me tell you, the black girl yogis, baby, you know, we are so good at chair pose. Baby, we could chair pose all day long. They're like, get lower, sit back in your chair, shine your heart forward. We're like, yes, baby. We're in the front row too. Oh, yes, mama. We like to be in the front row because we like to see ourselves in the mirror. And we like to let everybody see how low we can go. How low we can go. But yeah, we hung out. It was this really cool event, and Lizzo was there. Lizzo performed. That was amazing. So, you know, I'm getting in all the girl time I can right now because the dating slump is still slumping. You know, y'all, I just don't know anymore. Once again, I've just given it to the Lord because I'm tired. It should not be this hard for a pretty girl. But I was still, you know, I was still swiping here and there, you know, but I'm really right now, I'm at a phase where I'm like, whatever, dude, you either gonna do right or wrong. And everybody knows better than to do me wrong because they don't want la karma. You don't want la karma. La Karma is a vicious girl. La Karma brings grown men to their knees. You know that Hall & Oates song, Man Eater? It's written about La Karma. All right. She will make a man rethink every choice they've ever made in life. La Karma will call your mama and say, who did you raise? I just want to let you know you did a terrible job. La Karma don't play. So La Kendra gotta be La Zendra. I'm a childless MILF. I'm a baddie. I'm a goddess. I'm a queen. I'm the lead character in a rom-com who just discovered she's royalty. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know where I stole that from. At LaKendra Tux, at Tux Takes. So you better come correct or don't come at all. Because I'm not playing with these, I mean, I suppose we'll call them men of the world today. I'm not playing. All right. But you know what? As long as they act up, it gives me more time to focus on my sports. The Housewives. Now let's start with this new season of the Real Housewives of Miami. Alexia is fresh off her divorce from Todd. And last year when I used to work at that other show, if you're an old school member of the Kansas City crew, you already know how I feel about Todd. I think Todd is like super corny. And we find out that he is even more corny than we thought because he moved out of the house in such a corny, cowardly way. He did it while Alexia's son, her developmentally challenged son, Frankie, was in the house. Ay, Dios mío. That's mucho frio. Like, that is so corny. Be a man. Be a man and say, I don't want to live here anymore. I mean, I'm not an Alexia fan, but I do not envy her life, girl. Alexia, you got too much going on, girl. And I know she thinks she's all that, but let's take a look back at her track record of men. First husband, criminal, drug dealer, spent a bunch of time in prison. Second husband, Mr. Herman, may he rest in peace, wealthy, but old and gay. Third husband, corny Todd. So, Alexia, I don't know, baby. You might need to do some soul searching and really, figure out who you're attracting because it's not looking good. And you're a beautiful girl. You're a great mom, great housewife. So, get it together. So, after just 2 short years of marriage, Todd has filed for divorce and he did it behind Alexia's back. She was blindsided. It looks like Adriana was right, but she didn't want to be right about this. Poor Alexia. Oh, ay Dios mío. She's muy triste, sobbing, crying, distraught. Okay, let me tell y'all what happened. It all started on Saturday, April 6th. Now, this is in 2024. Now, the previous night on a Friday, Todd was like, you pick your restaurant. You pick the favorite restaurant, baby, and we'll go. We're going to have a date night. We're going to have a fabulous date night. So they had date night. They came home. Alexia said they had the most amazing sex of all time. I guess Todd wanted one final hurrah because when Alexia came home on Saturday afternoon, everything was gone. He had moved himself and his daughters out of the house. He had keys to a new apartment for the last month. He had been slowly moving stuff secretly for the last month. Ooh, that ain't right, Todd. That's corny. Ooh, Alexia, you need to call his mama. Alexia, call his mama, because I'd be calling his mama. And I'd be like, Miss Napola, that's not cool at all. I mean, maybe it was a scheme that Todd set up to come back to you with the divorce papers. And Todd did all of this, moving out right in front of Frankie. Oh, poor Frankie shouldn't have had to witness that. And as a mother, I know Alexia feels super guilty. But then she spoke to Todd the following Monday, and Todd was acting like it was nothing. But then on Thursday, she gets a call from the divorce attorney. And she said all week long, they had been talking about therapy, working things out. But he just went out and big fat filed for divorce. That is corny and cold, Todd. You're corny and you're cold. So poor Alexia, completely blindsided, did not see this coming at all. I mean, it's so scary. I mean, we've all been ghosted in the past, but getting ghosted by your husband? Oh, no, baby. Oh, horrors. I'd have to call your mama. I had to call your grandmama. I'm going to say, Grandma, let me tell you what your little sweet pea did to me. How you going to ghost your wife? Like, come on. Now, we're going to fast forward to 4 months later. Alexia and Marisol are meeting for drinks, and it's just come out in the news that Lisa Hochstein's ex-husband, Dr. Lenny, has called off the engagement with his mistress. And Marisol and Alexia are scared. They're like, what if Lisa goes running back to Lenny? Ooh, now, Lisa, that would be pathetic because honestly, Lenny just disrespected her so bad. Like, dude, you don't do that. Publicly embarrass the mother of your children like that. Like, if you don't want to be with her anymore, like, just say, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. Or, like, just do that. But to just embarrass her, it's so wrong. So it feels like La Karma visited Dr. Lenny. So Alexia wants to talk to Marisol about Lisa, but then Marisol's like, how come you didn't tell me that you were seeing Todd still? Your soon-to-be ex-husband, Todd. I had to read about it in the press. I almost dropped my bedazzled coffee cup. Now, Marisol thinks Todd is muy mal, el diablo, el douchebag. So Lisa arrives, and she's like, you guys, Lenny wants me back. Lenny's begging me to come back. Marisol looks terrified. Marisol's looking like, ay, por favor. I've got two loca amigas sitting here with me. No, monkey. Monkey, you can't go back to Lenny, monkey. Oh, I'm losing my bones. I need another conky. Oh, thank God. Lisa was just kidding. Hallelujah. Plus, she's got Jody. He's a catch. Who needs a Lenny when you got a Jody? I don't know about y'all, but there's just something about a grown man being named Jody that I just don't agree with it. You know, it's like, you're a dude, get a man's name, go by Joe. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have to sit up here and call a grown man Jody all day long. I don't like that. But anyway, Marisol says to Alexia, because Alexia's been dating Todd, they've been taking vacations. Marisol's learning about it. Everybody's seeing it in the press. But Marisol says, what's right for the whole isn't always right for the soul. So Alexia says 2 to 3 weeks after he filed for divorce, here he comes saying, Alexia, I can't live without you. Corny. They always come back, huh, ladies? They always come back. But you can't just let them come back too easily. You gotta make them work for it, especially when you done filed for a divorce, secretly moved out. Oh my God, Todd. God, you're just so corny. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to let him anywhere near my hole, any of my holes. And even if I did, I know my hole would say no. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes your hole says no. Like your lips up here are saying, I'll give you another chance. But your lips downstairs said, absolutely not. Mm-mm. Your downstairs lips be like, our lips are sealed. Lock it up and throw away his key. Access denied. The hole be knowing. Ladies, listen to your hole. Your whole hole. Okay? But anyway, Lisa wants to invite the girls to Jody's birthday party. Well, is he inviting Marcus Jordan? Inquiring minds want to know, because Larsa and Marcus have had a tumultuous breakup. I mean, it's been all over the press. And they've broken up a couple times before, but this time it feels really final because it turns out, y'all, Marcus Jordan allegedly likes the smell of snow. He thinks he's Tony Montana. I'm like, Michael Jordan, come get your son. Because and also, y'all, okay, I love the Housewife kids. There's this adorable, I'm just going to take a quick detour because there's this adorable little scene of Lisa's kids, Logan and Elle. They're maybe like, I don't know, 8 and 4 or something like that. But her little boy Logan goes, I have an announcement to make. I'm British. And I don't know why that gave me such a giggle, but this is why I love kids. Kids are ridiculous. And when I'm at family functions, I'm hanging out with the kids. I'm putting me a cocktail in a to-go cup, the vape pens charged. Let's go to the playground, baby. Kids are so much fun, and I love kids, and I love to get to have fun and be childish, because I actually think being childish is a good quality in a housewife. Not childlike, childish, okay? Now, this Lisa feud, I named it, y'all. It's the Lisa Showdown. The Lisa Showdown is pretty childish because these are two grown women fighting over Instagram. But I gotta say, y'all, I never thought I'd be saying this, but y'all, I'm Team Larsa. Team Larsa. Because when me and my man break up, especially if it was tumultuous and he's out here sniffing snow, you gotta unfollow him. You've got to unfollow him. Like, what are you doing? He's sniffing snow and you got kids. Like, come on. And then, Larsa sent Lisa some mean text. She was like, oh, cool. I'm going to go be friends with Lenny's mistress. Let's see how you like that. Okay. Now, let's move along. Julia and Martina, age 99 and 100, have adopted some babies, y'all. Oh, Lord. God bless them. Because, I mean, who knows? At the rate I'm going right now, I might be 99 when I have a baby, too. And I do think my fertility will hold out as long as it needs to. But so they did a Zoom call to tell the girls, hey, y'all, we got some babies. But Guerdy missed the Zoom call. And apparently, per Julia, she sent a dry text talking about congrats. And Julia's pissed. First, she missed the Zoom. Then you try to send this little dry text. But also, I'm looking at Julia like, girl, why are you doing a Zoom call? It ain't 2020. Have a sip and see with these babies. But listen, y'all. in the Larsa showdown. Now, I am Team Larsa, and I do feel bad for Larsa. I felt bad for her when she was crying, but no tears came out. You see, I love it when she cries because she can't produce tears. The makeup does not move. And I feel that though, because every now and then you do have an inner cry. I mean, I inner cry all the time. Sometimes the tears just can't catch up to the emotion. And Larsa's like, dude, I testified under oath against Lenny on Lisa's behalf. And Marcus has been sending some threatening texts. He sent me a text that says, I'm going to get you for this. And I don't care how it impacts your kids. Dang, that's way harsh, Ty. What's up, Marcus? To quote Judge Lauren Lake, you are out of order. But this is what sniffing snow will do to you. Have you seen all kinds of crazy stuff? You gotta lay off the snow, guys. Get a vape pen. Get a vape pen. Get a vape pen, okay? Now, and also, Larsa, where is Scotty? Where is Mr. Pippin? Okay, you got to get him involved because I know, yes, he's gonna look at you and say, "I told you so," but you got to get Scotty involved. If he's talking about he doesn't care how it impacts your kids, get Mr. Scotty involved. And now, Lisa Hochstein, I love you. I met you at FanFest and I adore you. But you do need to unfollow his crazy behind because you cannot be associated with a snow sniffer. You got kids. You got to chill on that snow when you got kids. Now, back to Alexia and Todd. Now, Alexia says she's afraid to talk to Todd about the divorce. So they're just hanging out, having a great time, and not talking about the divorce that's been filed. What? Alexia, girl, you're coming across kind of pathetic right now. I mean, are you that hard up? I mean, girl, we've all been there. So no judgment, but get it together, girl. Get it together. You got to talk about the divorce. He filed for divorce. How do you not talk about a divorce that's been filed? I don't get that. So anyway, now, we don't have time to go over like every little nook and cranny of the episode because, again, y'all, we got trace episodes to get through. So we are just going to skip ahead to Jody's birthday party. So Adriana shows up with her new boo. He is French and he is hot. And y'all, he's an aristocrat, okay? He is a marquee. And let me tell you something. Adriana was putting her PDA up on a marquee because she was all over that man. We were like, girl, we get it. Y'all are together. You got a hot guy. And Alexia has Todd. Actually, I don't blame you, girl. I would rub it all up in Barracuda's face too. Now, while Alexia is out here talking about see Alexia. Alexia's out here. They're trying to introduce her to single men. Alexia is like, I'm already married. Girl, you're married to a man who secretly filed for divorce on you, girl. Todd got you out here looking foolish. Like, fully foolish. Pull it together, Alexia. We find out that Julia and Adriana are not as close as they once were because Julia's been spending too much time with Marisol and Alexia, but I get where Julia's coming from because she's trying to stay in the main cast. She doesn't want to get demoted to friend. I can tell that Julia is trying to keep her job right now. And by the way, I love this party. The party has a meat station with porterhouse steaks. God bless me like that. I would love to be serving my guests porterhouses all around. Now Guerdy arrives, and Guerdy tries to say hello to Julia and Martina, and she says, "Congratulations on the babies." And then Martina and Julia, they're so cold. I'm like, what the heck is that about? I did not like that at all. I'm like, why y'all being so cold to Guerdy? Then the Larsa showdown gets started. First, they have a little awkward exchange. Then we get another awkward exchange between Larsa and Jody. Now, Larsa thinks Jody is a butt kisser and loves Marcus's last name more than he loves Marcus. I mean, what are you thinking, Jody? You think you can get some tickets to a Bulls game in the 90s? Or maybe you want someone to sniff snow with. Now, back to this Guerdy, Julia, Martina saga. Okay, so they adopted these babies and they had a Zoom call. Guerdy missed the Zoom call. Now, Guerdy says, I sent a text that says, what's the good news? And Julia was like, you'll see it in the articles. So, I mean, it doesn't sound like it was just a dry congrats, So it's like, who's lying? Okay. And y'all, I'm no meteorologist. I don't know much about weather patterns, but it appears to be snowing in Miami, specifically in Jody's room because he's like, hey guys, there's AC in here. You mean to tell me that whole apartment doesn't have central AC? Come on, man. You sniffing snow. Now, back to this Larlisa feud because Larsa's like, when you were down and out, your friends, we were there for you. Now I'm going through a rough time, and it'd be nice if you checked on me every now and then. And by the way, Lisa, when you're hanging out with Marcus, he calls me and tells me everything. He told me that you said that you were going to say that you didn't see him. And also, just so you know, he called Jody cheap. Happy birthday, Jody. Marcus Jordan thinks you're cheap. And Lisa's like, I can't tell Jody what to do. I can't control Jody. And then Larsa's like, you can't influence a guy who's DUS every night. Woo, Lisa. Lisa and them big old lips working overtime. S&Ds. So now it's getting loud. And even Adriana had to quit making out with Mr. Marquis so she could witness this Larlisa showdown in real time. And Lisa's like, look, okay, it's not the same. Like, you hanging out with Lenny is different because I was in a marriage. I was in a marriage and I got left. You chose to leave your husband and then you started dating Marcus. Well, Larsa's like, well, you had girls in your hot tub. Well, your feet are all over OnlyFans. I mean, this is like baby Jessica because they are in the well, okay? And then Lisa says, we left a real party for your fake breakup. And then Larsa's like, that wasn't a fake breakup. You're a fake B word. Actually, you guys are both pretty fake. I mean, I love it because y'all know I love boob jobs and big old lips. I love it. But you guys are both pretty fake. I mean, it's like one fake B calling another fake B a fake B, and it cancels out the fake B. You know what I'm saying? So Lisa says, you can't call me a B word in my house. Please leave. There's the door. You can leave. Now, maybe they've had multiple breakups to makeups. Who cares? You stick with your friend. Like, come on, where's the girl code? But now, Lisa is clearly a little drunk. So then Marisol slurs, Monkey, I think you've had too much to drink. They're like, you're one to talk. You got a liver letter. But it's a crazy party, but a great start to the season. So let's move along to episode dos. Adriana, Lisa, and Guerdy get together to have a little chismosa session. Okay, and they're like, Lisa, what's new with you? And Lisa's like, well, I'm walking in a fashion show in Milan. And also, my dad had a heart attack. Whoa! Way to bury the lead there, Lisa. Anyway, she's like, my dad had a heart attack. Anyway, back to me. I'm going to have to see Larsa at the fashion show. And Larsa's son, Preston, is going to be walking in the fashion show. Preston Pippin. That sounds like a Nickelodeon character. But Preston wants to be a model. So he'll be walking in the fashion show. He didn't want to be a basketball player like his dad. He wants to be a model. Now, I'm no John Casablanca, but I don't really see a model there. But hey, a Nepo baby is a Nepo baby is a Nepo baby. I pray my kids get to be Nepo babies. Like, please, God, let my kids be Nepo babies. Now, Julia and Alexia discuss the Guerdy stuff. This is when we get this cruise story. Now, per Julia, Martina couldn't go on the cruise at the last minute because Martina was having some health complications. Now, Jody. Julia says that Guerdy came to her and said, oh, Martina can't go. I'll go with you. And then she's like, then Guerdy was sending me all these crazy texts. And then she reads a crazy text from Guerdy and it doesn't sound crazy. It sounds pretty normal. And I'm like, Julia, why are you trying to make us hate Guerdy? It's weird. And then poor Alexia, she's just crying over Todd. Corny Todd. My heart goes out to her because it sucks to have a man stringing you along. I don't let him pull my strings. No, baby. I'll strangle you with those same strings you try to pull. You don't want La Karma. You don't want her. So now we're in Milan. So, both Larsa and Larlisa, they're walking in this fashion show. Well, no, Preston Pippin's walking in the fashion show. So they arrive in Milan and a car comes to pick them up. One car. This is going to be good. Oh, so they're stuck in the back seat. Lisa and Jody stuck in the backseat. Now, Lisa was trying to keep it cute. She's Canadian. She was trying to keep it cute. But Larsa said, I don't think so, honey. She said, Lisa, when you said everyone knows who I am, who am I? an amazing mom, a proprietor of feet pics, single-handedly keeping the BBL industry alive. You hurt my feelings, Lisa. And Lisa's like, oh, yeah? Well, you called Jody cheap. Yeah, that's the same. Larsa's like, by the way, guys, just so you know, Marcus is not your friend. He's using you to get to me. But, it's cool. If you want to be friends with him, it's cool. But by the way, he doesn't consider you a friend. Poor little Preston Pippin's in the front seat. I mean, his mom's already on OnlyFans. So it's like, he's like, whatever, this is tame for me. So then Lisa's like, hey, my dad's on life support. He's knocking on death's door. And Larsa's like, then you shouldn't have come. Why are you here? You shouldn't have come. If your dad has a week to live, why are you here? You shouldn't have come. Dang. I mean, she's kind of right, though. What's going on? I'm team Larsa this season. Now, Guerdy, as we know, Guerdy's a cancer survivor. Her cancer is in remission, but now she wants to get all of her reconstructive surgery done. She had breast cancer. She wants to get her boobies back. And honestly, my heart goes out to all breast cancer survivors. It's one thing when you're in remission, but you still have all the aftermath that you have to deal with. So now it's almost time for the Milan fashion show. We're skipping around. Larsa's like, ooh, Lisa may fall, she's a faller. And then, so here's this fashion show. So Lisa's doing her runway walk. Larsa takes out her phone, complete with a 1,000-watt selfie light, and has a little photo shoot as Lisa walks the runway. Y'all, the level of petty shade. This is what makes Miami one of my favorite franchises. Now, moving on, back in Miami, we're going from Milan to Miami. Alexia's having a little girls' night. She's invited all the girls except Guerdy and Adriana. So the girls are looking at Alexia because Alexia is still crying over Todd. They're like, Alexia, why are you letting this man make you weak? And in this moment, so many of us ladies, girls, gays, we've all been there. We've all been in a relationship, a situationship, a marriage. Some people's marriages are like a situationship. And it's hard. It's hard to know when you really need to cut them loose, but you can't. Because you start feeling like there's no other fish in the sea. And we know Alexia is la barracuda. So she's out there swimming. And Todd is just a little, crusty hermit crab. And she thinks that's the best she could do. And it's like, no. And Todd, now see, and then Alexia tells us, Todd doesn't like the show. Todd doesn't like the way he's coming across on the show. And I'm like, how is that Alexia's fault? I mean, and if you really love your wife, you support your wife. You knew this show was a part of her life. And Alexia, she even says that she was ready to give up the show to work it out with Todd. But then she finally gets to the final stage of grief over a lost relationship. Rage. Ladies, girls, gays, it helps to hate him. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You might still be pining for him, but you got to say, I hate him. F him. Now we see Alexia get there and the crowd goes wild as Alexia finally says the words that Marisol has been waiting to hear her say. F Todd. And it's like, woo, F him, but don't F him anymore, okay? Now, I know you're saying F him, but don't F him, okay? You got to get to the point where you're like, I hate you. I hate you. F you, 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 because there's no coming back from that. I know for me, once I hate you, I'm done. I'm done, Donna. Because it's like, dude, I effing hate you. You make me vomit. You are the scum between my toes. And you know what else? I'm calling your mom. And Todd, corny Todd, if you're listening, because I know you're corny. If you're mad about how you're coming across, quit coming across like that. You come across as corny, wag, bitch boy, fake AF, because all your stuff is rented. Like, ew, Todd, you're a renter. You want to be able to control your image? Well, look, you're a narcissist, which apparently a lot of men are. And it's a mental illness. And no true narcissist would even be able to recognize that they have a problem. And Todd, it's not just what you did, it's how you did it. Like, what kind of man says I'm going to secretly move out? Like, what the hell? I mean, I could see if you were in an abusive relationship. Y'all know how like every Lifetime original movie has a woman where she has to secretly, leave the house in the middle of the night and get the kids together. Remember in What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner had to do that on Ike. She had to secretly leave in the middle of the night. Those are ladies that were in an abusive situation. So it's like, Todd, you're out here acting like a battered woman. You are. And to do this while sweet baby Frankie was at home and to make sweet love to Alexia the night before? What kind of monsters are men? They'll make sweet love to you in the night and secretly move out in the morning, even taking the shampoo out of the bathtub. The next day Todd got to his new place and said, I forgot my shampoo. He realized he forgot the shampoo and he said, I got to come and get that shampoo. He went back for the shampoo. It is terrible. Y'all, I'm sorry to cuss, but that's some bitch boy behavior. BBB. And y'all, we calling out BBB anytime we see it because we're not putting up with any more BBB. Because we do get a little BBB from Jody, Lisa's boyfriend, while they're in Milan at the fashion show after party. And the Larsa showdown continues. And Larsa's looking at Lisa like, hey, where's Jody? And Lisa's like, oh, he felt left out. So, that's BBB. Your girl just walked the fashion show. All you've done is sit with a face that doesn't move and darting eyes. Like the least you can do is just like be there for your girl. Be there for her. You feel left out. Go make yourself useful. Get me a drink. Give me a piggyback ride because my feet hurt. Do something. Take pictures of me. Do something. Over here talking about, oh, you feel left out. I dated a guy like this. And one of these days we will go through all the men of my past. It's actually not that many, but a few of them really, really suck. And, and I hope they're listening. I know they're listening. I hope you're listening. Because I bet you think this song is about you. And it is. You suck. But the girls run into Fabulous. Do y'all know Fabulous? He's a rapper, okay? So Larsa, they are telling Fabulous, the rapper, about their beef. And they're asking Fabulous for some advice. Larsa's like, you're a rapper, so you believe in loyalty, right? Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. And then Lisa's like, but would you ever call someone cheap at their birthday party? Now, and it's so funny because both of the ladies are like, Fabulous is on my side. Fabulous is on my side. I wanted like a split screen of them both saying that at the same time in the same cadence. Now, we are moving right along to episode Trace. Now, it's entitled Worst Wedding Ever. What happens at the wedding to make it the worst? Yeah. Alexia wants to throw a little surprise wedding party for Marisol and Steve. She wants to have it at Sea Spice, the same place she met Todd. But Sea Spice is nice. I've been there. It's a really nice place. And unfortunately, though, you will meet guys like Todd there. So just go there to hang out with your friends. So Alexia FaceTimes Lisa to invite her to the party. Lisa's like, I'm in Canada. And then Alexia goes, ay, Dios mío, don't tell me your father passed away. And Lisa's like, yeah. So sorry, Lisa. Sorry for your loss. We'll talk more about Lisa's father a little bit later because right now, Marisol's getting married. She's going to the courthouse. Marisol and Steve, they've done their little fake weddings, but now they want to go to the courthouse and make it official. And they look so cute. Marisol, you're making me believe in love again. Marisol, you look so cute in your little courthouse wedding get up. Oh, now I think I want a courthouse wedding too. I love this little white shift dress with the cute little classic veil, the white sunglasses. Marisol, so chic. And they pull up on a motorcycle. Oh, I love it. It's so cute. So Adriana and Julia are a bit estranged. Adriana is hurt that Julia didn't tell her about the adoption first. She had to learn about it on the Zoom call. So there's some distance there, but Adriana still wants to throw her a baby shower, which is very sweet. In another scene, Guerdy and Kiki link up to exercise, and Kiki tells Guerdy about Alexia's girls' night that her and Adriana were excluded from. So now we've got Adriana and Julia discussing the Guerdy-Julia beef, while Guerdy and Kiki are also discussing the Guerdy-Julia beef. And it's time for a new segment called Kendra's Core. Welcome to Kendra's Court. Kendra's Core. Now, who lying? Who's embellishing? And who's telling the truth? Kendra's Court is in session. Okay. Now, we've already heard Julia's side of the story regarding this cruise. Now, Julia says that Guerdy made the cruise all about her and her PR. And also, she said that Guerdy said, "Oh, Martina can't go? I'll go with you." Then Julia says that Guerdy asked to come. But Guerdy says that Julia asked her to come. Guerdy's like, no, boo boo. You asked me. You literally said, "Can you come with me, please?" Now, this is a phone call, so we don't have the receipts. But Guerdy thought she was there to support a friend. And I think I'm Team Guerdy here. And I don't get why Julia is so hell bent on trying to make Guerdy look bad, especially after her own wife endured cancer and Guerdy's still dealing with the aftermath of cancer. And I don't know, this just feels strange. It feels calculated and concocted and produced by Julia. So, Julia, what's up with that? Now, poor Lisa. She's in Canada for her father's funeral and she feels guilty because she never truly made up with him. And she says, she's glad that she got to spend some time with him last year. He got to meet her kids. And, Lisa says, and I agree with this, y'all, it's not always easy. I mean, I have really amazing parents. I'm very blessed. But, sometimes you got to just make it right with your parents. You have to forgive and you can't hold grudges because life is short. And we have a similar situation going on with Kiki. Kiki's hanging out with her mom and her daughter. Her little girl is so cute. And Kiki's got some daddy issues too. She hasn't spoken to her father in 10 years, but her mom is encouraging her to reconcile with her dad. I'm encouraging y'all too, because God forbid if something happens, you will regret it. So forgive, reconcile with your parents, make it work with your family. Now let's get to Marisol's surprise party. She shows up in an eye patch. And at first I'm like, what, did Jen Shaw from Salt Lake City punch her in the eye? No, she woke up with a sty. But that is strange. If your friend walks in with an eye patch, remember Leanne Locken from Real Housewives of Dallas? Her man used to wear that eye patch. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you got on an eye patch, I need an explanation. What's up with the eye patch? So anyway, the girls want to discuss the Milan trip. Larsa gives the girls the skinny on this Larsa feud. Larsa told Jody, "Look, if y'all break up, I'll probably never speak to you again." And Jody didn't like that. And then Larsa says on the last night of the Milan trip, Jody went crazy, yelling, talking over them, telling Lisa that she shouldn't talk to Larsa anymore. And then Julia says, "How big were his eyeballs?" Larsa's like, "I got a picture." Now, Alexia is such a man apologist. She's like, "Well, maybe he has a thyroid problem." Girl, but the girls are like, his eyes always look like that. He just got some big old, precious moments eyes. Jody and his huge precious moments eyes. But Larsa's concerned about Lisa because Jody's a little controlling and he has his hand in all of her business dealings. And he uses them big old precious moments eyeballs to look over her contract. So then Guerdy's like, so Julia's drunk, y'all. Julia's drunk. She's doing the most. Guerdy's like, "Julia thinks I act like too much. She's too much. She's clearly wasted. She's screaming, standing over people." And again, in Kendra's court, I believe Guerdy because I believe the person who is telling the truth is usually calm, cool, and collected. Julia's doing too much. And then she throws the drink at Guerdy and calls Guerdy a psycho. And also, I agree with Guerdy. Listen, Julia, if Martina was that sick, why did you still go on the cruise? And then Guerdy drops this little bomb. She's like, "Yeah, let's talk about how you got a facelift while Martina was getting chemo." But let's also talk about Kiki because I love Kiki. She's a beautiful girl, but I'm so mad at her for not having Guerdy's back. It seemed like when they were at the gym, it seemed like they were like Kiki was siding with the other girls. And I did not like that at all. And then Kiki's like, "We should leave." And Guerdy's like, "No, why should I leave? I'm not acting a fool. Julia's the one acting a fool." And after she finally sobers up a bit, she tells Larsa she's about to cry. She should cry because she should be so embarrassed by her behavior. Throwing that drink was so unnecessary and it was classless. But my girl Guerdy handled it really, really well. But okay, so the first 3 episodes of Real Housewives of Miami, great. Great. We will be covering the whole season here on Tooks Takes. Don't worry, we will get back to 90 Day Fiance. Also, we've got to talk about part 2 of the tell all. So we will talk about that on the next Tooks Takes. But before we get out of here, I got to give y'all my Tooks takeaway. My Tooks takeaway after these first 3 episodes of the new season of The Real Housewives of Miami: hate him. That's right, ladies, gentlemen, girls, gays. Don't be afraid to hate him. Hate him. Like, if a man has done you wrong, hate him. Get there. It's the easiest way to get over him. Because I'm telling you, like, if you're claiming to be over someone, but you haven't blocked them, you haven't blocked them, you haven't gotten to the point of rage. I think you need to get to the point of rage. You need to get mad. And I think a lot of times when we're going through a breakup or a disappointing, relationship situation, we're so quick to feel sad. But really, we should be saying, thank you, God, for removing that person from my life. Clearly, they're not my person. And then also, don't get sad, get mad. Feel that rage. You have your version of La Karma too. Now, I've got La Karma. I don't know what yours is called, but you've got your version of that too. Hate him, get to the point of rage, and let your version of La Karma do what she wants to him. Because it will happen. You can't, I'm telling y'all. I know we got a couple straight guys listening right here. You cannot be going around here mistreating women and thinking life's going to be okay. You don't get to do that. You don't get to mistreat women. You don't get to mistreat women and think that you get to go on and have a great life. No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not how this works. If you're out here participating in BBB, and we know what BBB is now, if you're out there doing that, guess what? You're going to catch La Karma. And guess what else, ladies? Don't be afraid to hate him. Hate him. Hate his guts. And then also either block him or have one of your friends, my friend did this with me, have one of your friends change his name in your phone to something that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like we gotta stick together. Ladies, we gotta stick together because it's crazy out here. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Tooks Takes. Make sure you're following me on social media at LaKendra Tooks, at Tooks Takes. I pray that my light helps you find your light and you shine so bright. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.